So let me paint you a picture. It is 2 in the morning. I'm sitting in my car at a rest stop somewhere in between Texas and South Carolina. My husband is asleep in the front seat. My 3 kids are in the back, knocked out as well. And we are 20 hours into a road trip to get to my son Zane to his World Series baseball tournament. And what am I doing, you might ask? I am finishing a chapter of my book. Not because I had to, not because someone is wanting me to, but because I look around at the quiet car, at my sleeping babies, and this wild, chaotic, beautiful life I'm living, and I thought, this is the moment right here. This stolen hour at a rest stop. At 2 o'clock in the morning, this is how your dream gets built. In the margins. Not in the perfect, quiet office. Not when everything is calm and the kids are taken care of and the laundry is done and you finish grading all those papers. No, 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 no. In the margins. The stolen minutes. The late nights, the early mornings, the lunch breaks, the parking lots at practice or at games, and the passenger seat on the way to the World Series. And today, that is what I'm talking about. Building in the margins. What it actually looks like to chase your dream in the middle of a full load, beautiful, exhausting, loud life. Welcome to Thriving Out Loud with your girl Tiff. I'm Tiff, the host, your hype woman, your fellow work in progress, and this is episode 9. So if you are new here, welcome to the family. When you're finished with this one, go back and start at episode 1 to catch up on all the craziness. We've been on a journey and you do not want to miss any single episode. So let's get into it. Welcome back, fam. The rest moment. Okay? I want to back up and give you the full picture because I think it matters. We left Texas on Friday. We drove straight through. 20-hour drive. I prepped like a mom on a mission, packed the snacks, set up the PlayStation in the back seat so the kids would be entertained if their phones, for some forsaken reason, made them bored. I made sure everybody had what they need. I packed everything for all the kids except Zoe because my little girl is a teenager and she did it on her own. But I had to pack for the boys, pack for myself, set up the PlayStation because my kids are ADHD and they're like, oh look, a squirrel. Oh look, a bird. Like their just attention span is so short, just like their mother, so I can't complain. And then we hit the road. And somewhere around, I don't know, the 18th hour, everybody else in the car was asleep. My husband was driving on the road, doing his thing. I told him, tap me in, let me go, I want to drive. But my man, being the man he is, he didn't want me to, so he's like, no, let's just pull over at a rest stop and let me take a little nap. So that's exactly what he did. Everyone was asleep, and then he crashed out for a couple of hours. And I had this moment of quiet that mamas don't get very often, and if you know, you know. And instead of scrolling, instead of watching something on my phone, instead of zoning out like everyone else and trying to take a nap, my brain would not turn off. And that is ADHD for you. Like at its finest, your brain just doesn't turn off. It wants to when it's exhausted, but it just doesn't. So I opened my phone and I went into my app, my notes app, because that's where I do my thoughts and my notes on my phone. And I opened my notes, my actual notes, and I went to my chapters because I am writing a book and it is called Girl, God's Got It. And I am doing chapter by chapter on my free time in the margins. And thanks to the quietness, I was able to finish chapter 7. And mind you, it is 2 in the morning at a rest stop on the way to World Series. And here's what I want you to hear. The moment was not glamorous. No, not by any means. Nobody was watching. There are no cameras. There was no cute setup or ring light or any nice little workshop. It was just me, my phone, a sleeping, beautiful family, and the fluorescent lights from the rest stop. But guess what? The chapter got written. It is done. Yay to me. And that is what building in the margins looks like. It does not look like the highlight reel. It looks like fluorescent lighting and 2 in the morning and you choosing your dream when everybody else would be sleeping. And you do this when nobody would have blamed you for not going to sleep. Because yes, I was tired, but I don't know, I wasn't that tired to go to sleep. I don't know, I guess I had my mama instincts on. Everyone's asleep. I'm gonna stay up, keep my eyes out for everyone. Because you can't trust anyone nowadays, and you know what I mean. I used to think I needed the perfect conditions to write or work on any of my goals, or the perfect time, or the perfect energy, the perfect environment. And what I've learned this the hard way, is that the perfect conditions are never coming. They're not going to be perfect all the time. If you wait for perfect, you will wait forever. You build in the margins, or you do not build at all. You need to make sure you control your future by taking control of your day. So, with that being said, we all get 24 hours. I want to talk to you about something that changed the way I see every single day of my life. Every person on this planet gets the same 24 hours. Not similar, not close, the same. The woman building $1 million business gets 24 hours. The woman watching Netflix every night, she gets 24 hours. The Olympic athlete, yep, they get 24 hours too. The woman who's been meaning to start her goal for the last 3 years, yep, 24 as well. Me, a full-time teacher, a coach, a mom to 3 amazing athletes who do 6 different sports, a podcast host, an author, an app developer, yep, I get 24 hours as well. Same, 24, every single day. So the question is not, do you have time? The question is, what are you doing with your time? Like, what are you doing with those 24 hours? Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. You are not too busy. I know that sounds harsh. I know your life is full and loud and exhausting and real. I know you are doing 100 things for 100 people every single day. I know that. Been there, done that. But you are not too busy. You are making choices about your 24 hours. And right now, some of those choices are not pointing you to the life you say you want. I say that with love because I have been that person. I was the person saying, I do not have enough time. I don't have time while watching 3 episodes of whatever reality show was trending. I was that person saying, maybe next year, while next year kept becoming the year after and the year after. And then one day I made a different choice. I decided that with my 24 hours, I decided what my 24 hours were going to be for. Okay? My hours were going to be for my faith, my family, my health, and this empire I am building in every margin and every stolen minute I can find. And let me tell you, those stolen minutes, those margins are at practices. Baseball practice, basketball practice, softball practice. They are in between innings when the kids are warming up and it's not game time yet. They are in a car right now as I speak at the World Series while my kid is warming up for his first game. That is it. That's the list. And I'm going to tell you, it is easy. I give up at 5 in the morning, okay? It's hard, but it's worth it. Not because it's fun, because that hour before everyone else is awake belongs to me and only me. I get to do so many productive things. It's crazy. I get to start the laundry. I get to wash the dishes. I get to take the dishes out of the dishwasher. Like so many different things. I record my podcast episodes on my free time when I do get free time. I write book chapters at a rest stop at 2 in the morning. I answer emails in the parking lot waiting for my kids to finish their practice. Is it convenient? Absolutely not. Is it worth it? Every single second. So, what are you doing with your 24 hours? Because that answer is your life. Right now, today, that is the life you are building. You can change the answer starting now. And yes, the guilt is real, but it is not what you think. Okay? I need to talk to you about the guilt because if you were a mom chasing a dream, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The voice that says you should be present, you should put the phone down, you should just be mom right now. I hear that voice and I hear it very loudly. And here is what I have learned about it. The guilt I feel is not about being a bad mom. The guilt I feel is about not being successful enough yet to give my kids, the life I know is possible for them. That is completely different thing. I am working on a book because I do not want to be with my kids? No, absolutely not. I am working on my book because I want to buy them a life where I never have to miss a game, where I never have to count down to summer break to spend time with them, where I get to decide when we go and how long we're going to stay and what we do when we get there. Again, I'm a teacher. I have to wait for breaks, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, summer. And I do not want to wait anymore. I am building that life in the margins on this, and my kids are right there while I do it. That is not neglect, that is a legacy in progress. But here's the part I really need you to hear, because I think a lot of moms are carrying guilt that is actually about something else entirely. God has blessed me tremendously. I love Him for it. Thank you, God, for all the blessings you have blessed my family and I with. I know I'm super blessed and it's all because of Him. My summers belong to my kids. I get off when they get off. I have parents who show up for my babies in ways that make everything so possible. And if you know my parents, they are always there at every single game. They love that kind of stuff. I have a husband who works so hard so our family is covered as in lessons, tournaments, all that good stuff. I have so much and I thank God every day for it. And yet I want more. Not more stuff, but more freedom, more time, more life. And sometimes wanting more when you already have so much feels like the most ungrateful thing in the world. But here's why I keep coming back to. God gave me these dreams. Yes, all these dreams, He gave them to me for a reason. He did not plant this fire in my chest as some kind of crucial joke. He gave me the vision of the life I want for my family and the courage to go after it. He's literally the one that gives me the ideas, the drive, the 5 a.m. mornings, the ability to write a book in a car on the way to World Series. That is not me being a bad mom. That is God equipping a mom to build something that outlasts her. That's the legacy. So if you're sitting with guilt today about wanting something more, I need you to hear this. Wanting more is not wrong. Wanting freedom is not selfish. Building something in the margins of your full crazy life is not neglect. It's love in action for the people who matter most. Your kids are always watching. I need to say something to the mom who's listening to this right now. The one who packed her dreams into a box when she had her first baby. The one who told herself, this is going to be enough. They are enough. I don't need anything else. I see you and I love you and I need you to hear this. If your kids see their mama give up on her dreams, they're going to think it's okay to quit. And it is not. We are not quitters. We are winners. You are their first example of what a woman does when life gets hard. When the dream feels too big, and the time feels too short, and the guilt feels too heavy. They are watching you decide whether dreams are worth fighting for or whether they get packed away in a box the moment they become inconvenient. What are you showing them? I think about this constantly with my babies, Zoe, Zane, and Zarek. They are not just watching their mom. They are taking notes on what a woman does with her life. They see what time I wake up. They see what I do when nobody is watching. They see whether I finish what I start or quit when it gets hard. And I kid you not, I have my daughter right now in the car while I do this podcast in the back while the boys are out there doing their baseball World Series thing. And I want them to see a woman who does not quit. I do not want to be a parent the way I was raised. And it's not a bad thing. I love my parents and I thank them for everything they have done. They're the ones that give me the drive to never give up. But something my mom always used to say was, do as I say, not as you see. So she would say, don't eat this candy, it's bad for you. But she was eating it. You know what I mean? So like, do as I say, then that's what it is. Do as I say, not as I do. And I understand why parents say that. Because I cannot tell my parents to work hard. Sorry, not my parents. My kids to work hard while they watch me coast, just doing nothing. I cannot tell them to chase their dreams while they watch me give up on mine. I have to lead by example, not do as I say, do as I do. And here's what I see when I watch my kids compete. Oh, do I love to see them compete. And before I even get into this, win, lose, or die, my kids, fans till I die. Number one fan. And if you hear me in the stands, that's me. I see when they're playing whatever sport they decide or whatever sport they're playing that day, I see the work paying off. The early morning practices or the late night practices or the late drive homes. Every time they didn't want to go and went anyway, you cannot fake preparation. The game always tells the truth. And my babies, they are dominating. Not because they are just the most naturally gifted kids in the world. I mean, they have great genes and all. Just kidding. But because they hate to lose. Because they put in the work. They learned that from somewhere. I'm not pointing the finger anywhere, but they've learned that from somewhere. That feeling of losing is terrible, and it makes you want to do better. I want them to grow up knowing that somebody is coming to hand them a great life, okay? That life you want cost hours, real ones, consistent ones, hours spent when nobody is watching and nothing is guaranteed. And the result is still out there somewhere. You can feel but cannot quite touch just yet. I am teaching them the right way, not with words, with what I do every single day. And I need you to do the same. Your kids are watching you every single day. They're like little sponges. They absorb all of it. So show them what a woman does when no one is looking. Show them what a woman who does not quit looks like. Again, what building in the margin actually looks like. I want to get really practical for a second because I think sometimes we hear motivational stuff and we think, okay, but does that actually look like for a real person with a real life? So let me tell you what building in the margin looks like for me right now. I'm a full-time math and special education teacher. I'm also a basketball and track coach. I'm a mom of 3 kids who do 6 different sports. I have a husband. I have a beautiful home. I have a life that is full and loud and beautiful and very exhausting. And in the margins of that life, I have published a book. It's out on Amazon right now. It's called Boots, Brawls, and Blessings. Again, on Amazon. It's on paperback, hardcover, and Kindle. And I am in the process of writing my second book, Girl, God's Got It, Chapter 8 is going to get done this week in the margins, and I have a podcast that you are listening to right now. I built an app called Thriving and Surviving from scratch. It is in the works with the App Store, but oh my goodness, it gets denied, and I'm not a freaking app developer. I don't know how to code, so I'm teaching myself all of this in the margins. And I cannot wait till it is out on the Apple App Store because that is what I am been working so hard for. I also have Pinterest boards. I also have a TikTok account and a brand I am building one day at a time. None of that happened in perfect conditions. All of that happened in the margins. The podcast gets recorded literally right now. I am at my kids' lunch break, what the world? I'm at my kids' World Series here in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach in the parking lot doing this with my daughter in the back seat because yesterday was day one of South Carolina beaches and man was it beautiful. But being in a car for 20 hours, you get older and your body is not used to being stiff for that long. And I bent over and you would not believe my freaking back gave out. So I went straight to the hot tub yesterday and kind of slept in today. So I didn't get to wake up at 5 because I am not, what's the word? I'm a little broken right now. My back's a little broken, but we're going to get through it. The book chapters, it got written in the car. I talked about that earlier at a pit stop, restroom stop. I don't even know what it's called, but it got written. The app got built late at night after the kids were in bed. It didn't get built. So when you build an app, I'm on build 18, I believe right now, because all the other ones have got rejected for so many different things. It was when I first submitted it, it was about 20 different things, and it's knocked down to now I have 2 to 1 things that I need to fix. The TikTok films get filmed in all the crazy places. If you ever go check out my TikTok account at Thriving Tiff, you will check out my crazy videos I like to do. And it is everything I want it to be. Heck no, everything's not what I want it to be. The app is still waiting on Apple's approval. The book is not finished. The income is not where I want it to be. I have not replaced my teaching salary yet. I have not bought my parents their house yet. I have not taken my family to Hawaii yet. But it's okay. I am not at the finish line, but I am in it every single day. I am in the margins moving forward. And that showing up in the margins when the results are not there yet, that is the hardest part. And that's the most important part because most people quit right there. Right in this season when the work is real and the reward is not visible yet. And guess what? I am not quitting here and I need you to not quit here either. Again, we are winners, not losers. We are in comeback season, baby. That's what I tell my athletes all the time. It is comeback season. And guess what? God is in the margins too. I cannot do an episode about building in the margins without talking about who shows up there with me. God. Every single time. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." He already sees the finished version. He already knows the outcome. He is not nervous about your timeline. He is not worried about whether your app gets approved or your book finds its readers or your podcast hits the #1 spot that you are praying for. He already knows. And what he keeps reminding you in the quiet moments, in the stolen hours, in the 2 a.m. rest stops, is that he's got me. I have got them. Keep going. So I do. Because here's what I have come to understand about the seasons that feel like nothing is happening. The seasons where the work is piling up and the results are not showing up. And the doubt is getting loud. I mean loud. Those are not wasted seasons. Those are the building seasons. God does his best work in the margins, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the places where nobody is watching and nobody is guaranteed. And you have to trust without seeing. Trust the process. That right there, that is called faith. And faith is what gets you to the morning when it all starts to pay off. Keep your faith bigger than your doubt. Keep going even when the results are not there yet. And trust that the God who gave you the dream is the same God who's going to walk you into it. He is not late. He is right on time, and so are you. The 24 audit. Okay, so your action step for this week is simple, but do not let it be, let's see, how can I say this? Do not let simple fool you. Simple, done, consistency is what changed everything. Every night this week before you go to sleep, I want you to ask yourself one question. Did I use my 24 hours in a way that moves my legacy forward? Not perfectly, not in some dramatic way the whole world can see, but did it move you just forward, even a little bit, even an inch, even one small thing that did not exist yesterday because of something you did today? Then open your notes app, because notes apps are amazing. They're always there. And I want you to write yes or no. That's it. 7 days, 7 honest answers. No shame if the answer is no. No judgment. Just honesty between you and God at the end of the day. Because here is what happens when you have the answer that question every night. You start making decision choices during the day. You start thinking about it at 2 p.m. when you reach for your phone to scroll. You start asking yourself, is this how I want to spend one of my 24 hours? And slowly, without even realizing it, your day starts to look different, more intentional, more aligned, more like the life you actually are trying to build. And you ask yourself, did I move my legacy forward today? Yes or no? So, I want you to start that today. Open your notes app on your phone. I have an iPhone and it's called Notes. Just open it up and ask yourself, did you use your 24 hours the way you should be using it? Prayer plus affirmation plus sign off. Before I let you go, I want to pray over you, because that is what we do here. We do not just motivate, we cover each other. So, God, I'm asking you right now to cover every person listening to this right now, the one who is exhausted and still showing up, the one who is still in the margins building something nobody else can see yet, the one who packed her dreams away and is finally thinking about unpacking them. Cover them, remind them that you planted the dream in them on purpose, that the fire they have is from you, that the margins they are building are exactly where you put them. God, give them the courage to keep going when the results are not just there quite yet. Give them faith bigger than the fear they have, and remind them every single day that they are not behind. They are right on time. In Jesus' name, amen. And before I sign off, I want to leave you with this. It's an affirmation I tell myself all the time. I am a best-selling author covered in gold. Now let's spice it up a little bit. I am a millionaire best-selling author covered in gold. I say that every night, not because it's true yet, but because it's becoming true. And the words you speak over your life matter. So I need you to find your version of your sentence, the future you, the thriving you, the person on the other side of the margins you are building into right now. Say it out loud, say it every day until it becomes your reality. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this podcast when you could have chosen anything else for your ears today. That means everything to me. If this episode hit you, share it, like it, repost it, do all that magic stuff. Send it to your mom who needs to hear it. Send it to your sister. Send it to everybody. Leave a comment down below. Screenshot it. Tag me. I am your Thrive_Inspire on TikTok. Again, Thriving Tiff on TikTok. Come find me. Come thrive with me. I love you. I'm rooting for you. And I will see you next week. Keep thriving out loud and God bless.